Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. So in this video, I wanted to show you guys a few ideas that I've been working on in the background. Um, I've been building a few websites and I just wanted to show you guys a quick update on everything. Now, these are not things that I'm pursuing, it's just ideas that I had and I wanted to share with you guys and get your opinion on these things. What do you guys think about what I'm building? So let's start. So the first one that I was thinking of is Support Pilot AI. So I built this with Loveable. And essentially what it does, it's a support pilot that answers customer questions using your own documentation. So let's say you own a company, let's say a construction company, and you upload an AI all of your documentation, right, about your company, such as pricing, insurance, or quotes, etc. The AI will remember that based on the documents that you provide. And then when people reach out, like let's say you have a chat bot on your website and people ask it questions, the AI will know exactly what the answers are. So that way so that was the initial idea I was thinking, and this is what the website looks like. So you connect your knowledge, you configure your agents, and then you deploy and automate. So that was a pretty cool idea, I think. I know there's a few things like this already on the market. And I had like three pricing plans. I had a starter plan, a growth plan, and a business plan. And then just some placeholder reviews. And yeah, I mean, not bad, right? For something that was, coded pretty quickly. Obviously, it can use improvement, but that was one idea. Let's go to the second idea. So this one I was thinking was an SAT prep app. So imagine like a Duolingo type of app, but for SAT preps. So this is for SAT and ACT prep. So right now, let's say you click practice, CA gives you a few questions. I don't even know if this is correct, but let's select it. Bam. So it actually works. Like it actually knows what the right answers are. Let's see, right? So this helps you prep for the SATs. You have a progress tab here that shows you your XP, all the things, what your skills are. And of course, this is your profile. So that's idea number two. And then trip share was the big one. Actually, this one was one that I really thought was going to be popular, but I didn't really pursue it. But essentially, what it was a trip sharing app where, let's say you go on a trip with your family or friends, you keep everything in one app. So let's say everybody takes pictures, everybody can upload the pictures and videos onto the app. So you don't have to ask your friends and family for, sending you all these pictures later on WhatsApp. And this one took me about a month or so to kind of get it to where I wanted it to be. It's still not perfect, but it was a lot of, back and forth with the AI to kind of get it to look pretty decent. And here's like the demo on the screen. So this is your itinerary. So let's say here we have an adventure that was created for us. It's the demo version. So I just wanted to create this so people know what the app was going to do for them. So for example, here's the itinerary for a Paris trip, right? So you can enter activities here. Once you complete them, you can mark them as complete. And it shows up here what's been completed, what's still pending. And this was a media tab I was talking about earlier. So when users upload pictures, everything gets saved onto the app, and then people can just go in and download the pictures that they like. And I also added a cool feature where you don't download duplicates, so the app will know what you've already downloaded. And when you click download all, it'll just download the new ones that you haven't downloaded. Another cool feature was the expenses tab. So let's say you booked a hotel for 4 nights and you paid for it, you can split that with your friends. And you can put how much is owed, like, to you and who owes it to you. So in this case, we have these friends here. And then when someone pays you, you can mark it as paid. And then if they haven't paid you yet, you can also click this bell icon, which would send them a notification. So this would either be via email, or we could even, I was thinking of integrating text messaging or email, whatever, right? And here's the other expenses. Obviously, these are fake expenses just to show you guys what it is. So that's cool. And you can also, instead of doing, like one by one going through each expense, you can also click the settle button here, which would show like Mike owes you 415 euros. Emma owes you this much, etc. So you can see that instead of scrolling through all of these one by one, because that can be pretty tedious, right? So that was a cool feature in my opinion. Breakdown shows categories, filter, you can filter by food, whatever you wanted. I mean, it doesn't have the best user interface, but for something that I would thought about quickly and try to put together, in a few short weeks, it's not too bad. I also added a chat feature here where users can chat with each other, instead of having, well, obviously this probably wouldn't be popular because you guys know like WhatsApp is popular, right? So nobody would switch to this, but it's there in case people wanted to chat. And this was a personal notes section. So if you have any personal notes that are private to you, you can add them here, so you don't forget things. For example, this one has, don't forget the essential items, some nice to have items, some restaurant recommendations. And then when you click this button here, it shows you who's invited to the trip. And you can add people to the trip, and it actually works. Like, the website does work. I'm sure there's a few bugs here and there, but I tested like adding a friend to a trip. I added, trying to join it, added stuff, and it's been working so far. But essentially, you would create a trip, and then you would send a code to your friend, and they would get a code that they would come into the app and paste, and then they would just join your trip. So this was my biggest idea. This was the one that, I thought when I first built it, I was like, yes, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be awesome. But I didn't pursue it after because I couldn't think of a way to monetize it. I was like, people want something they can use for free, right? Nobody's going to use this if it's paid. So the only way that I thought you could monetize this was if you work with let's say, people who can help tourists with activities, right? So let's say you have a boating company, and people go to, let's say, Greece as an example, and they want to look for a boat rental company. Then I could show that company on the app, and then you can charge them to show them on your website. That was one way I was thinking, but I didn't pursue it any further. So let me guys know what you think of TripShare. And I was also thinking of building an app for this, because this would be the best way to use this, is with an app, not with on the website, right? All right, guys, so that's TripShare. Now the next one was called Site Ready, and I actually got the domain tradesiteready.com because Site Ready wasn't available. And this one, I just created a wait list. I didn't actually build out the interface and the SaaS yet, but I didn't actually run ads because later I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know if this idea is something that would be popular. But essentially, what it is every trade. So every trade has a license, certification, and insurance policy, and some of these things expire. And sometimes trades, they don't keep track of what's expiring, right? And then if something's expired, it could take a few days or a few weeks for it to be renewed. And sometimes contractors don't allow trades on the job site without them having all of their certifications, insurance, everything up to date. So what I was thinking was to create a dashboard that the tradesmen would go in, enter all of their certifications and insurance policies, whatever documents they want to be reminded of. And then our app would remind them 90, 60, 30, and 7 days before anything expires. So that way they'll get notified and then they have enough time to take action and renew all of their certifications, etc. And I created the landing page for this, but I never ran ads because I wanted to run Facebook ads to see if anybody would join the wait list. But I got a little bit discouraged with TripShare because that's initially what I did before I built this. I actually built a landing page and I ran ads on Facebook, but I only got about 6 or 7 signups. And I was wasting, well, not wasting, but I was spending about $25 to $30 a day in ads, and I only got, 6 or 7 signups. And I ran it for 4 or 5 days, so I didn't want to keep, throwing money at it. So I stopped running those ads, and I feared that the same thing would happen with this. I would just run ads and get nowhere with it. But anyways, and then another cool feature was, let's say a contractor or a GC wants proof that your certifications and everything is up to date. What you would do is you could send a link. So our SaaS here would have a link that you would send to the GC. And once the GC clicks that link, your dashboard would open up and they would see proof of your documentation. So you would upload your documentation onto the website, and then the general contractor or whoever is asking for it would be able to see that and see that everything's up to date. That was also another cool feature. And yeah, that's the other idea. So let me know what you guys think of this one. I mean, this one's pretty cool, but I don't know if people would be willing to pay, right? Just to be reminded of when their things expired. But the cool feature, I think, would have been the link feature, where you send a link to somebody who's requesting it from you. So, all right. So we have 2 more ideas, guys. Now this one is Site Snap. So same concept as Site Ready. I just built a landing page. I didn't, build anything out, and I didn't run ads yet either. But essentially, what this would do is let's say you get a job. So example here on the phone, we see Smith's Roof Repair. And every job you get, you can create a folder for it. And then you can take pictures of the job, videos of the job, everything related to that job you would keep in this bucket, right? This folder for that specific job that you're doing. And then it would be time stamped and also GPS stamped as well. So that way it's proof like, hey, I took it at, this time, this location. And then all your photos are in one place, not scattered across your phone. And this could also help in the future if a customer, wants to sue you for something or blame you for something. You have proof in your in your app here. You have the pictures and videos that you took of the job. And then you could also share these reports. I was thinking of having an export feature where you could send like a PDF document directly from the app, and it would create kind of like a report with all the pictures together. It would have an executive summary. It would show you all of the pictures with the timestamps and everything. And you can also share a link with your clients. They would get a link. They would be able to look at your gallery. And then obviously everything would be stored on your local device, but also on the cloud as well. That way, if you ever get a new phone or if your phone breaks, you'll be able to recover all of your pictures. And here's some statistics. And then I was thinking of having a free tier, a pro tier at $15, and a team tier at $29. This free tier would just give you one project, 50 photos, This would give you, 25 gigs, unlimited projects. This one you'd be able to share with 5 team members, 100 gigs. But yeah, so this was another idea that I had. Pretty cool idea. I mean, now that I'm explaining it to you guys, some of these ideas seem like, they're actually not that bad. But the challenging thing that I've learned, guys, is not the idea, it's getting people to pay and to use your idea. That is the challenge. Because nowadays with AI, you can build a lot of stuff, quickly. Even though it's not perfect, you can get an MVP out really quick, which is what I did with TripShare. This was, initially my baby, right? So I thought this was going to take off. But again, I built it, but nobody's using it, right? And of course, it could be my fault as well. I'm not, putting it out there. I'm not improving it, right? It's just there. And then same with these ideas, right? So, but they're actually not bad ideas. So, all right, I don't want to keep blabbering on. So let's go to the last one here. So this one, which I thought was going to work, but it was a lot harder than I expected, was contractor chat. Essentially, what this was going to do is that you were going to have an automatic follow-up with SMS and email about clients who haven't paid their bill yet. All right. So let's say you have an estimate, you create it and you send it to your client. And then as soon as it's opened, our app would track it. And then after a few days, if the customer hasn't paid you, we would have automated follow-ups. We would send the client an email or text message to, remind them to pay you. And that way you get your money faster and you can actually keep track of what's going on. So also it can send estimates, right? So that was another feature I wanted to add here was estimates. So let's say you'd quote somebody for a deck or whatever other job, you send them the estimate, and then it will also track that as well. And then people can see your estimate and you can follow up automatically with them as well. So it was a mix of both invoicing and also estimating. But yeah, that's also another idea. And this one I tried building, but one thing that stopped me from building it was the Twilio integration. So we were supposed to use Twilio to send text messages to the clients, but Twilio, as soon as I created an account, I paid $20 for it, and right away they what's it called? They blocked my account from buying a phone number because they wanted verification that I'm associated with the company, email with the company, and I told them like, hey, I'm just building something. I'm not. It's not a big company, right? So, but anyways, I had to get my money back. Long story, but anyways, yeah. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ideas that I built so far with AI. And I'm actually working on another one now. This one I'll probably make a video about later. So this is the latest one. This is a directory for industrial service providers. So if you guys didn't know, I'm a chemical engineer by training and education, and I work in the industry. And I decided to create a directory for oil and gas companies, so people who have oil and gas processing plants, etc., refineries, can come into this website and look for service providers, right? I created a few states and provinces here. And for example, Texas has 404 providers. You can go in and then you can see what services are offered in Texas. And you can actually also browse by category. So if you're looking for a turnaround service, heat treatment, whatever you're looking for, tank services, for example, we have some companies here. And I'll make a video about this later, how I built this, how I got all this information. If you guys are interested, please let me know. But that's my plan, is to make a video about this next. And that's the latest one. So hopefully that goes well. And how you make money with directories is you can run Google ads. You can also reach out to companies and you can promote their website here. Right here we have featured providers, and I put a button here, want to be featured, contact us. And then they fill out this form, let us know, about themselves, and you can give them a price. Hey, for 1 month, if you pay me, $200 or $100, whatever price you want, you can put their business here at the front, right? And I'm hosting this with Vercel right now. And I, I mean, so far it's doing okay, like on its own. So let's look at the analytics here. I've had 35 visitors, and I literally put this live yesterday. And of course, maybe let's say 10 of these are from me, from going back and forth on the website, but at least 20 or 25 of these have not been me. So people are actually going on the website. And yeah, that's another way. I saw this video online. If you guys know Greg Eisenberg, he has a episode with somebody, and the guy makes directories. And so I got the idea from that. And even if it doesn't take off, I'm just going to leave it online and just let it sit there. And if somebody reaches out or if it grows organically, then why not, right? Everything, like whatever you guys are trying, everything is for your benefit. So, all right, guys, I don't want to make this video longer than it is. Thank you again for watching. If you guys want to see anything, let me know, or also comment which ideas you like the most. And if you guys think anything's worth pursuing, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.